Welcome back, it's Margaret again from M.E.s Orchids, and I've decided to bring you back in the grow room. I came up here, started to water the Phragmipediums, and as you do, I get distracted, and Keith will be downstairs thinking, oh, she's up in the grow room again, that's another 3 hours before she comes down. But anyway, so my ditto for today is I spy with my little eye. And these are the 3 terrariums I've got. These 2, of course, that's the cake stand, that's the goldfish bowl with my saucepan, and that's a nice little container that my daughter bought me a couple of Christmases ago, and the lid shuts, and so it's like a little terrarium. And on this one, this is of course the Cattleya Seagull's Gem, Millerai by Latu, anyway, whatever it is. And this one's coming on a treat. I've shown you this before, and if I just gently lift this one out, I have to be careful because you know what I'm like with my clumsy fingers. And although it's partly in a crevice there, that's a new growth. And so this is the other part to that one. And this had got nothing. All it had got was this little pseudobulb here with no leaf. But I thought, no, I'm going to strap her to this piece of cork bark, and we'll put her in there. And that's where she's stayed all this winter. And this one is, this is the other part. This was the one that was very badly affected with spider mite. And she's given me this new growth. She's fully hydrated. I've watered her this morning, and she'll stay back in there now. So let's put that one over there so I don't knock everything over, and put that there. And this little one here, this is the one I got from work. This is a little Oncidium. And I don't know whether you're going to see that there. I don't like to actually lift her out. Let me just see if I can show you, if she doesn't mind me lifting her out. I don't really, and truthfully, like to disturb the orchids, whether they're in with the decorative gravel or wherever they're situated. But there, look at that. That tiny little thing there is a new root. So there's the rest of her roots, and so she just sits in here. Let's get her all in there, and she just has some rainwater, and so that's another one that's coming along, and I'll just put her here on that shelf so I don't knock her over. And this is the cake stand, and I just opened the lid. She's got that little Pathiopedilum in there with no roots, but look, it's not dead, it's not keeled over. And this is the tropical pointer, and look at those 2 roots. Now they're hydrated, so I'm going to have to be very, very careful with this, because this was quite an expensive cake stand, and I wouldn't like to break it. There we go. And let's bring you down to these here. Oops, I want to show you something else as well. So I don't know whether I can get them out, but let's just see if I can. And this is the Gomzo recurva. Do you remember this little one here? This, I said, had got the minutest, tiniest little root you could ever imagine. And I don't know how she's survived, but she's got a new leaf there. And I don't know if you can see that there where my finger is, that's a new leaf. And she's just in this little crystal pot here. There's no drainage holes. And because she's put in here now, she stays really hydrated, I have to be ever so careful because just getting them in and out. And this is the this is my Yamamoto Dendrobium Violet Fizz Luna, and to all intents and purposes it's not dead. It's not dead, so I've not given up on it. And this is of course the bane of my life, which is the Dendrobium Jessie. And again, she's not dead. So these are going to stay in here, and hopefully one day I might be able to pull them out and let them grow outside the you know, this little grow box here. And let me just show you, this is one of the reasons I wanted to bring you back. Here's just a glass, and there's some hydrogen balls in the bottom, and there's some sphagnum moss, and sometimes that sphagnum moss is completely crisp, and in that I've got this huge piece of Cattleya, and I can't even remember which one this came off. I mean, it could have even come off my Pastoral Innocence. And let me just, I might have to just get the magnifying glass now. And I've had them in this vase like this, and I've got two, and I've had them here, oh, months. And let me just show you. Because I don't know whether, she's that tiny, it's that tiny, I don't even know whether you'll see it. So, it's a good job it's no bigger, because I've just knocked the poor thing out of me. And sorry about that, let me just see if I can see you. And we're trying to focus in on this little area here. Let me just see, I need to just tilt it to one side. I need to get hold of her and just tilt her. I don't know if you can just see that now. Just in the middle of that eye, which I thought was dead, is a growth developing. And I can't believe that after all this time, see if I go any closer now, I'll probably blur her, but there, the tiniest little growth. So I can't see anything else, can't see, so I've not thrown her away, and there, you can probably just see it now, I've got this tiny little growth. So I'm bobbing her back in there, and she'll go back on that shelf over there. So it just goes to show that even if you think it's not even worth saving, that orchids have this miraculous ability from a pseudo bulb to develop. It might take them months and months and months, but then they develop. And this is the one. Now watch this tip out of my hand if I'm not careful. And this is that eye. I don't think you'll see it any better. But that eye is at last, to me anyway, starting to grow a little bit. And this one is this one's BLC 24 karat gold, and I've got the other part over there. So, and this one just lays in this little tray at the moment, with a little bit of sphagnum moss, and I'm hoping this one, like the other one, will respond, and that bump will then form into a new suitable. So it's just a very, very quick video just to say that, you know, if you do have a piece of an orchid, then don't throw it away. Pot it up, or if you don't pot it up, it's just lay it down somewhere. That's the little, this is that little one, that little Kingianum, Ellen, and I've potted this up now. It just shows you. Just look at that little tiny pot, and she'll sit in there now, and that one will be given a chance to grow. And I don't give up on any of the orchids whatsoever. I try and let me just bring you some of these up. Ooh. I don't have much room in the orchid room now, so I have to be very, very careful. And just to give you an update on one of these Phalaenopsis, because these had the oh, that's the root I'm looking for. There we go. These had the feed, the calcium feed, and this is in that nice jug. Let me just see if she'll allow me to. I need to be elevated really. And there. She's got that new growth there. And let's just slightly tilt her. There we go. And they're all like that. They've all got this new growth. In fact, do bear with me a minute. This one here, this is the original one that I put in this grow stone. I have to be careful with this one because she's quite heavy now. And underneath, look, those roots have gone right across. She's got two aerial roots coming up here now. That one's going to be almost down to that gravel. And that was the one, if you recall, that was right up here. So that leaf's still hanging on there, I've not cut it. And if I put this one back over here now, I think this is the only one, I've got one of them so far, that's doing nothing. But that leaf's still coming along. And this one, let's just have a look. Put her down for a second and do hope the light's not oh, there we go. Look, there, that's the start. That tiny little thing there is the start of a new root. And that will now enable her, can you see it from that area? That will now enable her to send that root down eventually. And these other roots, they may send out secondary little side nubbins, I'm not too sure, but they do sometimes take several weeks. You don't have to just give up on them, you know, and think, well, that's it, nothing's happening, I'm going to, what can I do? I may as well throw them away. No, don't throw them away. It can take weeks, it can take months. And then you'll know when the orchid has completely collapsed and is dying. But this one certainly isn't. She's got that new growth. I mean, the other day I thought to myself, shall I cut these two tips off and to allow this strength to go back down there? But then I thought to myself, well, she'll naturally, if she doesn't want to use these tips here, she'll naturally dye back those two canes, and then by dyeing back those two canes will then send that nutrient back into the root development. So I'm not expecting anything from these canes. I mean, you might, not canes, inflorescences. I mean, you might think, oh well, something might happen there, which could happen, but you know, because she's putting that new root out there now, it may well, the plant may well itself decide to use that energy from these two inflorescences and put it all in the roots. But that's the only one. I'm not going to get all the phalaenopsis out because there is no need. I just wanted to really bring you up just to show you, while I was watering my Phragmipediums, and I spied these. I just take, now and again, I just take them out from they lie at the back of the bottom shelf, and periodically I will just look at them, and I'm so glad that I did, because now I know that because it's spring and everything's exploding with growth and humidity. See, we're down to 69 now, but the humidifier is on, and that will now stay on for the until we go to bed tonight, and then I'll put the humidifier on. Sorry, the humidifier's on. I'm going to, as I finish in this room now, I'm going to put the fan on, and that's the Dendrobium thruciforum, and she's almost going to drop that beautiful flower. But we did enjoy her while we had her in bloom. So this is definitely it now, folks, and we'll speak again soon. Take care. Bye bye now.